Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the Oscars and the controversy over black actors getting an Oscar for a character that some people would deem as demeaning or not favorable. Well, for the first couple of years after Denzel received his for Training Day, I was kind of like, really? He got that for Training Day? After all the great body of work he's done, and he's been nominated, I believe, before. Why wasn't he given the award before? And then when Halle received hers, I was very happy for her. I think she's an amazing actress. But that question came up again, and I remember, I think it was Angela Bassett made a comment regarding she would, she I think had an opportunity to play the character or wouldn't play the character, so on and so forth. And I was kind of upset about that because at that point I thought it's pretty easy to play a character that's victorious in the end or the superhero, but it's harder to play a person that is dealt a pretty bad hand and or pretty low on the totem pole when it comes to character or what have you. But I was listening to the debate and I was talking to my husband and I really came to a new understanding. And here's what I think. Denzel Washington and Halle Berry, they're the beautiful people. They're articulate, gorgeous. They look like they have it all together. We think they're amazing people. We've seen them play characters that are triumphant. And Holly can just walk across the screen for an hour and 30 minutes and just be gorgeous, and people be okay with that. And Denzel, charming, he's your black superhero. And my new understanding is no, I don't feel disrespected. I don't feel it's demeaning that they got an Oscar for those roles, and here's why. The little bit of acting I've done, I thought it's easy for me to go play a character that's glammed up. And as I'm revising the role in this play, yeah, she's a diva. In fact, I have to be bigger than life. But she's not somebody that's playing a character that's so tore up inside. I mean, something really hard, something that's a departure from who I am. And these two people played a character that is so rough and so hard because I watch Monsters Ball. I mean, one eye open sometimes. And I'm gonna tell you, that character was she was so raw that I'm one of many people who said I've never need to see the movie again. It took you someplace that was beyond your understanding. It was beyond my scope of pain. That's why she deserved an Oscar. It's easy for Holly or any beautiful actress of any color to play someone safe or someone that we think is wonderful and that we want to give our love to. But to play someone that you don't want to know, to play a character and show an emotion you don't want to acknowledge you've ever felt, that's acting. Denzel and Training Day. He was not the glitz and glam, perfectly coiffed ebony man of the year. He was a character that makes you vote for tougher laws. He was a character that you divorce, you don't date, you go on the other side of the street. He was divorced of himself. And to me, to do that and to pull you in to make you hate him for that hour and change you watch that movie in Training Day, that's acting. And I got it. I got it. It's easy to play, and I don't and be careful. I don't want to be careful when I say the word easy. It's novel and wonderful to play Dorothy Dandridge, or he was in Glory, the black soldier, and who's treated wrong from the get, and any of his anger in that movie we understood because of how he was being treated. But to play that man and for her to play that woman, come on now, black, white, or any other, you have to be one heck of an actor. Because they pulled you in. And for that time, you believed it. So then we get to Precious. Come on. Monique tore it up. No other movie in the supporting actress role pulled you in like that and took you on a ride. It was a dark place. And yes, all three of those characters are pretty dark. Those are the roles of a lifetime. Anybody can play someone quirky, senility. You can do that. You can do that with some safety. But you have to really dig and say, I'm going to be absolutely exposed to my fan base when I play this character. I want them to buy in that I am this person. And you know what? I tell you, Monique's character took me on such a ride. It's another movie. I don't ever have to go through those emotions ever again. It's one of those movies I'm glad I paid to see because I wanted to support the director. I wanted to support the actors because, blacks in films, we're always talking about how there's not enough. Well, if we pay and support, then there's more. It was unbelievable. I was on the ride. I believed it. As we used to say in this class, I learned to teach a class, and they said you have to bring people on board. You have to get them off the latte they're drinking. They just came from lunch, and you have to get them on board believing what you're going to tell them. And you have to give them the reason why they want to know it. And when you go to a movie and you're watching it, and for me, I'm predicting the end, I'm predicting the storyline, because that's just how I think. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just how I think. That character, and Precious. And another thing to think about when you're looking at a movie and you're looking at the characters, you say, could this movie have been as equally impacting with or without that character when they're talking about the awards? When it came to Precious, Precious was a broken girl, but she was nothing without the mother. That character was nothing without its antagonist. The movie had less power without Monique. It wouldn't have been the same dynamic. It couldn't have been the same dynamic. And you know what, you guys? That's why the three of them got the awards for these movies. They deserved them. They tore it up. You hated them, you cried, you knew them, or you didn't want to know them. But for that time, they had you locked in. I forgot how funny Monique is. I forgot how caring she is. I forgot all about that. I wanted to know what the heck happened to that woman. We all thought that when we saw that character. What happened to her to be, she's sick. In Monsters Ball, the level of pain that life can inflict on people, and all my encouraging people, there are times where I hear some people's story and I'm like, whoa, that's big. And it's hard to muster up. And I have to tell them, I don't want to just give you a whitewashed, hold your head up, chin up, pep talk. Because some people's lives are just that horrific, just that tough. And since I haven't been there emotionally, it's hard to talk to someone like that. So watching Halle do that character was hard on me. We focused on the sex scene, but if you could rise above that, because really I had to be out of the movie to rise above that scene. It was so huge in every sense. But I got it, and she tore it up. And for any actress scared to play the part, sorry about your luck. You missed a part of a lifetime. She was phenomenal, along with Denzel. Do I want black actors to be recognized for the other ones? Yeah, but you know how I recognize them? Like I said in my other video, show up with your money. Pay your, whatever it is, was it $9.50 to go to the movies? Pay your movies. That's your homage. That's your tribute. That's your contribution. It's about, if you believe it's valuable, then you give value to it. Waiting for the establishment or anybody else to say something spectacular is a waste of your time. I get it. I'm proud of the body of work they've done. And those characters they picked on those days were tough. And I believed it. I hated Denzel in that movie. I never want to watch it again. I hated his guts. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Come on, we all know that line. It's kind of like Scarface. It's a good movie. And you hated him. And nobody's mad at him for playing that character. So, Al Pacino. So, that's my opinion on the Oscars. I think they were well produced. I loved the dance. I loved everything. It was quirky and went like this. It was interesting. I love people who took glamour to the hilt. So my little roller set, little Dorothy Dandridge, little fur and dime nails. So hooray for Hollywood. All right, you guys. Have a good one.